afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, October 30th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. All of us can set our hearts free with forgiveness. Use the magic of forgiveness to untie the knots in your heart. These knots loosen and immediately disappear each time you forgive others who have wronged you. The vibration of forgiveness naturally heals all past wounds. Feel how your heart sings with joy now that it has been liberated from the past. Only by forgiving can you truly be free. And the mind cannot keep up with consciousness. It is too fast for the mind. The mind is always getting caught in the past and future. So when you are totally in the moment, there is no mind. You're sitting and being silent, being open to everything and resisting nothing. Realize that it is coming from either a fear of loss or a fear of separation from the source. The meditative mind happens once the feeling of whatever we want to change is fully experienced and dissolved. If one desires a change, one must be that change before that change can take place. Gita Billen. There are at least 4 unique ways to participate in the game of this life. Some people live their lives in the stands, drinking beer, eating hot dogs, and watching the game go by. They believe that life is a spectator event, and thus they do the minimum to survive. The second category are the players who sit on the sideline bench, hoping and believing that one day they will be picked to play in the game. Yet their shoes are still untied, and they are totally unprepared to jump on the field any moment. The third group is composed of the players who are in action on the playing field, yet function like robots, unconsciously carrying out their coach's orders and commands. They follow all the rules of the game and do exactly what they are told. Their lives are one big should waiting to implode. They are terrified of stepping out of the social lines that have been drawn around them by everyone else, afraid of others' opinions. They stick to doing what others will approve and never experience a taste of absolute radical freedom. The fourth group contains the most satisfied players of all. They are conscious, proactive, co-creative, open-minded manifestors who design their own game and experience a succession of peak experiences during their time on the field. These beings are natural leaders who catalyze and inspire all the other teammates into inspired action. They bring creative thinking and possibility consciousness into the hearts and minds of each player. They have mastered the art of being present to the divine juiciness found within each moment of the game. In which one of these groups have you spent the majority of your days? I invite you to step back from your life. Look at everything you have experienced thus far. Notice at what times you were sitting with your feet up in the stands watching the game go by from the sidelines, or truly on the playing field 100%. Perhaps you chose to play it safe and never felt like you made it out on the field. Whatever you experienced, what made you get excited enough to fully step onto the field? What was the feeling like when you were on the playing field? Remember this feeling. It is your secret weapon for winning the game. Stepping out onto the playing field as a manifestor is both a terrifying and exhilarating experience. The exhilaration begins when you completely participate in the adventure. Life is not a spectator event. This game is about discovering how to be more involved in it, how to reach the highest fulfillment on the deepest and most intimate levels of your being. This only occurs through consistent, intimate participation with the people in your life. This is a very direct intention to explore the consciousness of the other being. This intimacy of consciousness only happens when you are so involved and engaged in each moment that you lose your sense of separateness from everyone on your field. When you are deeply connecting with the consciousness of the other, you naturally create a level of intimacy that creates a win-win situation in the game. You are participating in your relationships at the highest level. This teaches you how to let go of the doubting mind and fully trust in the divinity of life. You unknowingly discover the supernatural being you truly are. You know exactly how to let go of your stuckness, access this divine focus, and become responsible for manifesting your dreams and desires. So there's a transformational exercise. It'll help you step into the playing field of life, take inspired action towards manifesting your dreams. This will help you leap onto the playing field of your life. Start with making an extensive list of all the things that you believe are stopping you from getting on that field. This may be a list of your biggest, most secretive fears, excuses, insecurities, or just limiting beliefs about yourself. Write down every experience you can think of. Find out exactly what is stopping you from living the life of your dreams. After your list is complete, pick your top 3 charged topics on the list to release from your body and mind. To start the releasing process, first, breathe into any resistance to feeling negative, heavy sensations in your body. Feel whatever you're feeling deep, and on the out-breath, repeat the words, "I release this fear and allow everything to be as it is." So as you inhale through the nose, and then as you exhale, out-breath, repeat the words, "I release this fear and allow everything to be as it is." As your body experiences the feeling of fear, you simply remain the observer in the background, watching the event happen from afar. Repeat this exercise with everything on your list until there is no emotional charge left inside you. When you can find peace with your entire list, you'll find yourself exuding loads of new energy, which will allow you to naturally jump for joy onto the playing field of your life. Enlightenment occurs in the instance when everything in your mind is completely at ease. Completely stop all worries and concerns. Cancel all negative thoughts the moment they arise. Just let you be you and notice your pure, untainted consciousness. Be present to the river of moments in existence in this eternally flowing, yet infinite, silent, still universe. When life gives you a great challenge, such as how to master your mind, the best way you can meet this divine opportunity is to just feel calm, relaxed, and at ease inside. Know that practicing this in itself will master the mind. The day you can remain truly relaxed, all the way to your core, all day long, then you'll know you have arrived. The magical core of your innermost being is found through this infinite dive deeper and deeper inside you. It is the most sacred and awesome thing you can explore with your life in this universe. Reality comes shining through when you return to what is real. The innermost core of your being is actually the only thing that is real. Everything else is transitory. The mind and its excessive worry-filled imagination was your everyday reality, yet could change as swiftly into a cosmic consciousness with your next breath of air. All it needs is a tiny opening in the door of your being. The very moment your mind has found the source of stillness inside you, you will know this truth. This innermost core of your being is the final frontier. We are here to explore. At the core of you is the spiritual source of existence. It is what gives you life, breathes life through you. It is the reason for all enjoyment, pleasure, and freedom from suffering. It is what you really are when the continuous mind chatter gets quiet. When you truly explore the source from where every little thought arises, you simply experience a unique yet eternal expression of yourself we'll call your beingness. The result is absolute freedom and the realization that you always had the option to be free from suffering, and will have that option forevermore. When you do arrive at the core of your being, you authentically feel in touch with everything in this life. There is this 100% honest relationship that naturally happens with others, and you cannot lie to anyone or anything. You are with yourself in a way that you can only speak your greatest possible truth. If you would lie about something, you'd instantly feel a great disconnect and subtle pain with your core. A small fib makes you feel 1,000,000 miles away from home and living on some imaginary cloud made of unstable thoughts. It is only when we speak our truth, dive into feeling the truth of who we are, and live from this radical honesty, that the magical core is naturally revealed. Receptivity is your personal effort. You must not try to do anything else, for in fact you can't do anything else. If we are standing in darkness and do our part by opening the door, the light rushes in to meet us. Vernon Howard. We are living in a world filled with energy and information that is extremely impermanent and constantly changing. Yes, our bodies, our houses, our kids won't look the same in 10 years, not to mention the next 40 years, unless you establish a deep connection with the spiritual source of infinite energy inside. Once you do, your body will exist in a state of absolute health and vitality forever. 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 We are living in a world filled with energy and information that is extremely impermanent and constantly changing. Yes, our bodies, our homes, our children won't look the same in 10 years, not to mention the next 40 years, unless each of us establish a deep connection with the spiritual source of infinite energy inside each and every one of us. Once we do, our bodies will exist in a state of absolute health and vitality forever. Our great ancestor did this, lived to be over 900 years old. And further, Feel that in your heart mind. You'll know it's true. Check it out. The unlimited potential energy is always inside us at the core and is ready for us to reveal ourselves to it right now. Massive positive change begins with one simple choice. The decisions to relax deeply into the experience you're having right now. Once you consciously and continuously choose this, you can release your rushing habit and lifestyle that believes there is somewhere better than here now. Only then can you access the ability to give yourself permission to relax. When you have no concept of time and are truly honoring the timeless, eternal being that you are, you can actually relax into the core of your innermost being. Notice how you push and pull against time in your life. How do you force life to be something other than what you are? How are your relationships with people, situations, money, job, and yourself? Is it stressful? How often do you go with the flow or struggle to move upstream? Just notice what your relationship is like with time and what type of relationship with time that you can have that will truly satisfy you. If you are used to thinking, how can I get more of X, Y, Z and get away from A, B, C, then you'll never find that golden palace and its diamond floors and walls. Even when your desires get manifested, the ego is pleased just momentarily. What does it feel like to release the idea that your desires need to be achieved at a certain time, and more into the present moment of feeling, what is my experience of life in this now moment? When we are simply here now, the blissful peace and magical stillness arises with our very beings. When the mind is silent, not asking but receiving life, the Shakti energy has nowhere else to go but into you, because you are now here in stillness. You can maintain the deep stillness inside for several weeks, months, or even years, depending on how much internal, mental, and emotional negative thinking habits you've stopped analyzing and repressing on the inside and started letting them fully go as they arise. By abiding in this space of stillness inside, something magical occurs along the way. You start being your dreams and desires. You become manifested before your very eyes. By staying present to the now, paying close attention to the innermost core of your being, watching the mind play out its drama, and not being attached to the scenes, you become an exotic master of your life. The twisted truth of all of this is that if you can just relax, you simply cannot miss the magical core of your innermost being. There may be lifetimes of issues in your way, yet you don't have to figure them all out to drop into a state of relaxation inside. Once you realize that your mind has been working so hard, trying to achieve so much in the outer world by strategizing, analyzing, and constantly efforting, you simply let it go. Then you just relax into your core, see the powerful manifester you already are. Sometimes your innermost magical core may be buried underneath layers of resistance that cannot be easily moved. Yet, you can start to uncover the surface by asking yourself those things that you most need to know. Try on these questions. See how they hit you. How can you best contribute to others on this planet? What can you do to make life purely enjoyable all the time? What changes can you make in you so that your love life really shines? When you start to dig inside you and find out why you are here, what your contribution is to this world, you'll have to pass by that which is already at the innermost core of your being. The bigger truth is that every obstacle in your life is a ticket home to yourself. Whether you like your life or not, it's always a choice of perception and attitude towards it. When you set aside those negative fear-based thoughts that have been sending your mind into doubt, worry, and skepticism, and consciously move closer to this place of quiet mind within yourself, you will relax. Once you relax into the softness, most gentle, and quietest place, you'll soon find the innermost core of your being. When you are able to clearly be quiet, speak your truth, and not be afraid of your greatest energy, you'll wake up into the golden castle and realize that you were living here all along. Knowledge of the self is the mother of all knowledge. So it is incumbent on me to know myself, to know it completely, to know its minutiae, its characteristics, its subtleties, and its very atoms. In this moment, in your body, right here and right now, look inside towards the source of your thoughts. Where is this thought coming from? Keep looking within. Do not give up. Eventually you'll connect with your spiritual core. Does this place feel more connected to the core of your innermost being? It's where you get to shape and redirect the experiences you want to create. What would your week look like if you started every day from this space inside your being that is all-powerful and conscious all the time? Say the word, sit very still, breathe consciously. Say the word, ah, for 10 to 15 minutes. Ah, for 10 to 15 minutes. Let the sound come out each time as if it were a long sigh of great relief. Relax inside your body. Let your mind gently quiet. Release any need to go or to do this exercise right or in a certain amount of time or whatever the mind may tend to dwell on. Meditate on these 4 words when your mind wanders. Unfocused mind experiencing presence. Meditate on these 4 words when your mind wanders. Unfocused mind experiencing presence. Practice this a couple times a day for the next 3 weeks. Let go of your other agenda and know this is the most magical, transformational thing you can do to awaken your life. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the paramount, the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies, naturally. Every single thing that we attract, we all worry to certain levels. We all stress. We all fear. What are those? We know they're thoughts. We also know that this body is not us. We use it. It's ours for the period of time we use it. But it isn't our name. We are not our name. We are not the body. We are not our character. We are not our appearance. We are the God within this body. And that is one of the biggest ways to relax the body. It may be the ultimate way. When you understand that you are not the body, you will know the body. And all of the things that we attract, our stresses, our fears, our worries, whatever they may be, in the now, in the past, in the future, we let them go. We ask ourselves, do they serve us the greatest good? And this is to be honest, gentle, and kind, and generous with yourself, and in deep gratitude 24/7. Are they serving me the greatest good? That's your question for you. And guess what? You'll get your answer almost immediately. Is this fear serving me the greatest good? Is this worry? Is this tension? Is this anger serving me the greatest good? And if the answer is no, let it go. There's no reason to carry it. You've answered your own question. There is no reason to carry it. You let it go, and it's gone. And you'll understand that because the body then begins to relax. The body that you're in begins to relax. As you let go of these things that we all carry, the body gets light. And when you focus on the breath in, easy breath in through the nose and easy breath out through the mouth, you move into the now. And what this does is it stills the mind, the ego, and the subconscious mind. You actually leave them alone. You leave them alone. You step out of them. And you're in the now. You're only focused in the now. You are focused on your breath. That's the now. The space between heartbeats, that's the now. Now, some of us, do we have a past? No. We had a bunch of nows that are gone. Do we have a future? No. We create the future in the now. Everything happens in the now. We have memories. We like memories. All of us do. They reminisce. There are experiences that we kind of log away in our subconscious minds. And we visit them from time to time. Nostalgia, memories, music will bring it on. In a conversation with someone or a place that reminds you of something. And we savor that. We embrace it and we enjoy it. We even embrace those experiences that we've had that are now in the past that taught us some things. And we go in there as a reference and say, okay, I won't do this again because it didn't work well for me. It's kind of our reference library. But we don't stay there. We leave and we move forward. Some of us stay there. And I don't believe it's consciously. I believe it's unconsciously. And so what happens is that we stay there so long that we end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past, and we relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people say no matter what we do, we always end up here. And you have a visual. You have 3 circles of light, golden white light. They're like pads. And you get the center one looks like almost pristine, brand new. You have the one on the left, which is the past, which is worn, and the one on the right, which is the future, is worn. And a lot of us will live a life that is the past and the future. We will exist in the past, but we will yearn for the future. And then in the future, we go into we haven't created yet. So we wander, and it's like this void, and we ask ourselves, when are these things going to happen for us? When am I going to have a better job? When am I going to be well enough physically? When am I going to have enough money so I never have to worry about money again? When am I going to have the best relationships? When am I going to have this? And it's suffering that we experience when we do that. Whether we go into the past or the future, we suffer. Because then, see, we have expectations and attachments, and it's a real fine line on that. It's not like you're just giving up on things. It's the opposite. You're downstream thinking, and you're going with the flow. So you intend, and then you let it go. Because you have trust, unbreakable trust within you, no doubt, and complete trust in the universe. The only way it wavers and you start getting doubt is because, well, it's taking too long. Oh, it's not going to work. It's not going to be here. Instead of saying, I know it's going to be here. I don't care when. It's just going to be here. Going with the flow. So being in the now constantly is a practice. Because none of us, see, will be in the now. We'll be focused, right, on our breath. And then all of a sudden, it's like clouds passing in the sky. We have tens of millions of thoughts out there. You might as well call them programs. That's what they are. They're not ours. Then we generate ourselves 60+ thousand thoughts per day. So imagine that. So we're focused in the now, on our breath, and then these thoughts come by. We grab onto it, and we kind of float off, and we wander. And we're gentle and kind and generous and humble with ourselves, and we're in deep eternal gratitude 24/7. And we wander off. And then we say, it's okay. I've wandered off into a thought that most likely is not mine. So I'll focus on my breath deeply, and I'll be in the now. And 3,000% of the time, we're always in the now when we do that. And we're distracted easily, so we practice that. And you start, before you even open your eyes in the morning, before you do anything, before that mind, that chatter starts banging from your heart, you make this statement: I am of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, the purest of the purest, eternal gratitude, and thank you for this day. Before you do anything, before you open your eyes, before you stretch, before you do anything, every single morning. You'd be amazed what happens and how you begin to form and direct yourself in a whole different light. Now your body's relaxed. You know you're not the body. You're focused on your breath. You're in the now. Body feels real light, unencumbered. And you look in the body. All of us are etheric spiritual energy. We're physical in a way, but physical organically, no, we're not. See, not like these bodies. And so we notice in the body that from the right to the tip of the tailbone all the way to the top of the head, there are these lights, multicolored lights. And they're called chakras. And a chakra means wheel. So these are wheels of light. And we, the gods that we are, flow through them continuously. We flow through them. We touch everything in this body. We really have an intimate, deep understanding of everything about these bodies that we're in. We're so distracted from the external world, the physical, material world, that we never give it the time of day. The gods that we are. Isn't that amazing? We spend most of our lives worrying, fretting, and fearing about something or another, and it's all an illusion. So it distracts us from the gods that we are. So when you flow through it, makes sense, right? These are energy vortexes of etheric spiritual energy. We are etheric spiritual energy, so we flow through it. Every cell, right down to the quantum quark. So you understand, the more we go within to discover the gods that we truly are, the more we begin to understand that we will be able to heal these bodies in a blink of the eye. We will be able to keep them young as long as we choose. And we all know that our souls are the heaven, the God source, kingdom of God. We enter these bodies, we power them up. The lungs, everything start operating. And we sustain the body through our own power, to power the body. Do you think the body would operate without air, without breath? No, it would cease. That's the key. We are the breath of the body. We are the energy of the body. We keep these bodies operating. Doesn't it make sense? So that we can experience physical existence, organic, biomatter, however you want to say it. Oh, so we know the soul is the heaven. We are the heaven. This isn't a place. We are the heaven. The body is the earth. We are literally heaven on earth. And every step we take, we are creating paradise on this planet. That's why the new earth has appeared. Not only that, we shine our light. Our God Force Love Light energy, the kingdom of God light, is everywhere, 360 degrees. You are blasting everything. All life, highest supreme value in the universe. You're blasting everywhere, 24/7. On everyone, awake or asleep. And we're creating this new earth. All of us. Higher vibrational frequencies. Deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. For ourselves and all things. I'm not saying that it is overnight, but you can feel it through your heart minds. This planet glows. And it's getting brighter every second. So you imagine you could fly off outside in the outer atmosphere, beyond, a couple hundred miles outside of this planet, and you would see that it glowed. Not only that, you would see that all the surrounding constellations in this universe, and all the lights emitting, would dim in comparison to this planet. The light of pure consciousness. The light of the God. Now we know that parts of the gods that we are asleep. They will wake up in their own due time. They are with us, they are part of us. They do not participate in the meditation because they cannot. They are asleep. So we focus on the parts of ourselves as the gods that we are that are consciously aware, awake to a certain extent. And what are we consciously aware of and awake to? That we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Consciously aware of this is what we are and where we're from. What created us, the gods that we are. That's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. That's the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, all the galactics, off-worlders, and celestials, all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Now, the light energy beings for this planet, because the eyes that we have in these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. This is why we don't see these light energy beings. They come in all kinds of color, shapes, forms, and configurations. But we are familiar with a smidgen of them. And not only that, we interact and use some of them. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whales, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. And the archangels, they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them directly like we see each other, but we interact with them a lot more than we realize. We don't always identify, but sometimes after we have interacted with an angel, it dawns on us and we say that, and we know it through our heart minds, that was an angel. And you experience the bliss within you kind of bubbles up. What was the message? It's the same message, it's just delivered in so many different ways. Isn't it absolutely magna-glorious to be alive in these bodies? To taste, to smell, to touch, to laugh, to cry. It's so many things that we can do in these bodies and experience. And that's bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions. The numbers are limitless. And if you want them to, ask them, they will. And that's bliss. Reason is because of their vibrational frequency, they can have a large number in a small area. Ascended masters have mastered the physical, right? And they ascended out of physical into pure God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering physical. We have ascended into physical, mastering physical, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the off-worlders, the galactic celestials, they're over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with just a smidgen of them. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilians, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And we are all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak, throughout existence, focused on this little blue planet, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. And it's flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. This is the highest of the highest, high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest eternal love. All life, highest supreme value in the universe. And we're flooding it all the time, 24/7. Each of us affects millions. And this light is so brilliant, so bright, that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. And it would take 1 trillion suns to come close to its radiance. We continue to ascend above this planet. As we do, we come into full contact with a massive ocean of glitter. It is everywhere. And it is flashing in microseconds. Flashes of multicolored lights everywhere, of which we've never seen these kind of lights. It's like a big ballroom globe, a mirrored globe, but it's about 1 trillion times bigger and more intense. And we come to the reflective points and we notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors. We enter them and we discover that all of us, no matter how we are housed, are teaching and learning from each other. We're either teaching, learning, teaching, or both. It never ends. It is always. It is eternal. Doesn't matter. You can be walking along, you can see something you focus on. It is teaching you something. It enters your path for a reason. Everything. The universe has designed everything perfectly. There's no coincidence. There's no happenstance. It is purposely engineered. And it is perfect. Exactly the way it is. You see a bird fly by in the sky? They're all talking with us. And unfortunately, the majority of the time, most of us aren't listening. But that is changing too. Instead of viewing the surface and judging it as a material, physical world, ask yourself, why and what am I learning? We are immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor. It's nothing like the armor on this planet. It is way beyond that. It emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us in these bodies. It is impenetrable. It does not weaken. It does not dissipate. It cannot be seduced or manipulated. Therefore, it's encased in protecting us always. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possessions, attachments, none of that. They can't. They'll vaporize. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, consciously or unconsciously, low enough. Your hatred, anger, fear, greed, envy, revenge, hurriedness, dishonesty. You'll lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then the door is open for demon possession, attachments, and all kinds of interesting things in lower frequencies. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light that we've created to remind us all that the first part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Immediately following that is the other column, which is the violet ray. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Then we're met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun, we are the sunlight, we are the sun sets, the sun rises, we are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soil, we are the rain, the rainbow, the clouds, the sky, we are all the animals, the mountains. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or sunrise, even a leaf changing color of a tree leaves, you're basking in the God that you are's own beauty. It is you. It has always been you. It will always be you, ever, beyond, and forever. You're the sunset. You aren't looking at it, oh, isn't that beautiful? You're saying, that is the I that I am. That is part of me. That is the God that I am. Much different, much different. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, if we're carrying physical form, and we hover effortlessly above it. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact of this massive crystalline light tower, which we created, larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And they're all sending out this massive cloud of sparkling, it looks electrical mist, and it absorbs us. And it is in us, around us, above us, and below us. And it is like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. What is the golden ocean? What is the sphere and all of this beautiful light flooding us? It is us. It is the gods that we are. It is a reflection and a reminder of who and what we are. Pure, deep, eternal love. This golden ocean Pure, deep, eternal love flooding us all 24/7. We are drops of this golden ocean, and we also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere, moving towards 4 years ago. It holds over 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations don't wane. They don't go away. They do the opposite. They continue to intensify and expand. You imagine hundreds of millions of us, light energy beings gathered from all over existence, consciously aware of who and what they are, of the greatest intent of the full liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. All of its inhabitants. You can feel that. It is powerful. It is enlightening. And it never ends. Depending on how long you've been ignoring certain issues in your life or running away from certain thoughts, the longer it may take to actually relax, train, and quiet the mind. Yet the very moment any of us let go of our lives and are infinitely patient and accepting of ourselves the way we are, a completely overflowing abundance of relaxation and energy will rise into you and through the world around you. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close the sun. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Just for today, practice accepting everything about yourself. Accept what you like and don't like inside you. Just feel what it is like to stop fighting yourself and accept whatever you see and feel that represents you. Remember, whatever you have trouble accepting is here to awaken you even more to your own brilliance. Everything happens for a divine purpose and is meant to push us towards a more enlightened state of being. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Sunday, October 31st, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.